2014 Mnet Asian Music Awards. Union Pay Album of the Year.
Mnet Asian Music Awards Q10 Album of the Year.
멜론 뮤직 어워드 올해 아티스트 엑소.
EXO!
EXO.
Welcome to this video about the history of EXO from 2011 to 2018. EXO is a K-pop group known for their powerful songs, growing fan base, and numerous achievements. In this video, I will go over EXO's history for those who want to learn more about EXO. In December of 2011, SM Entertainment began to release the teasers for their new 12-member boy group called EXO. EXO began as two subunits, EXO-K and EXO-M, which were made up of 6 members each, and sang EXO songs in Korean and Mandarin Chinese. The first member that was introduced was Kai. Kai is known as the lead dancer and rapper. His real name is Kim Jong-in, and he was born on January 14, 1994. The second member that was introduced was Luhan. Luhan was the lead vocalist and dancer. His real name is Luhan, and he was born on April 20, 1990. Luhan became a former member of EXO as of October 10, 2014. The third member that was introduced was Tao. Tao was the lead rapper and dancer. His real name is Hwang Zi Tao, and he was born May 2, 1993. Tao became a former member of EXO as of August 24, 2015. The fourth member that was introduced was Sehun. Sehun is a lead dancer and rapper. He is also the youngest member of EXO. His real name is Oh Sehun, and he was born on April 12, 1994. Lay was the fifth member to be introduced. Lay is a main dancer and vocalist. He is also the only Chinese member currently in EXO. Lay's real name is Zhang Yixing, and he was born on October 7, 1991. After Lay, the sixth member Xiumin, who is also the oldest member of EXO, was introduced. Xiumin is a lead dancer, vocalist, and rapper. His real name is Kim Min-suk, and he was born on March 26, 1990. The seventh member that was introduced was Dio. Dio is a main vocalist. His real name is Dio Kyung-soo, and he was born on January 12, 1993. After Dio, Suho was the eighth member to be introduced. Suho is the leader of EXO and a lead vocalist. His real name is Kim Jung-myun, and he was born on May 22, 1991. The ninth member that was introduced was Chris. Chris was also the leader of EXO, along with being a main rapper and vocalist. His real name is Woo Fan, and he was born on November 6, 1990. Chris became a former member of EXO as of May 15, 2014. The 10th member that was introduced was Chen. Chen is a main vocalist. His real name is Kim Jong-dae, and he was born on September 21, 1992. The 11th member that was introduced was Baekhyun. Baekhyun is a main vocalist. His real name is Byun Baekhyun, and he was born on May 6, 1992. The 12th and final member that was introduced was Chanyeol. Chanyeol is a main rapper and vocalist. His real name is Park Chanyeol, and he was born on November 27, 1992. Even before their official debut, EXO was releasing songs to the public. On January 30, 2012, EXO's What Is Love music video was uploaded to YouTube. Then, on March 9th, about a month before their scheduled debut date, SM released EXO's music video for their song History. On March 31st, EXO had their first showcase where they performed songs off their first album to their new fan base. Then, finally, EXO's music video for their debut song Mama was released, and EXO officially debuted in China and South Korea on April 8, 2012. EXO-K performed on the music program Inkigayo in South Korea, while simultaneously EXO-M performed at the top Chinese music awards in China. EXO's debut album Mama is still the most sold debut album in SM's history. At the end of the year, EXO won the 2012 Best New Asian Group at Mnet Asian Music Awards, or MAMA, the Newcomer Award at the Golden Disc Awards, and the 2013 Most Popular Group Award at the Top Chinese Music Awards. On June 3, 2013, EXO made their first comeback in over a year with their first studio album EXO-XO. With their title track Wolf, EXO won their first music show award on June 14th. A few months later in August, EXO's repackaged album of EXO-XO was released. The title track Growl became EXO's most iconic song. This is when EXO began to gain both national and international prominence. Around this time, EXO became the first group to sell over 1 million physical copies of a single album since 2001, and EXO is credited to reviving physical album sales in South Korea. Also, their album EXO-XO made EXO become the youngest group to win a Daesung at music award shows. About a year and a half after their debut, EXO got their first full-length reality show called EXO Showtime, while releasing their first winter album Miracles in December. Halfway through 2014, EXO released their album Overdose and started their first solo concert tour called EXOPlanet No. 1 The Lost Planet. Their concert, The Lost Planet, broke the record for the fastest sold-out concert by a Korean group. Tickets sold out in 1.47 seconds. This began EXO's continuous record for being the group that sells out concert tickets the quickest. During this time, on August 5, 2014, EXO's fandom name was released. Since then, EXO fans were known as EXO-Ls. By the end of 2014, EXO had peaked at a total of 35 awards won. They have picked up 5 more Daesungs at the Seoul Music Awards, the SBS Awards, the Golden Disc Awards, and at MAMA they swooped up the Artist of the Year Daesung and the Album of the Year for the second year in a row. In the beginning of 2015, EXO announced their second concert tour, called EXOPlanet No. 2 The EXOlusion. Tickets for this concert sold out in 0.4 seconds, creating a new record for the fastest sold-out concert. Because of EXO's popularity in Korea and Japan, EXO became the youngest group to be invited to the Tokyo Dome to perform there for their Japanese concerts. While EXO was starting their second concert tour, they came back with their next full-length album called Exodus, with the title track Call Me Baby. This album reached 500,000 domestic pre-orders in just 24 hours. The next month, their first mini-drama series called EXO Next Door was aired. EXO Next Door became the most watched web drama in 2015, gaining over 50 million views. In June, EXODUS's repackaged album Love Me Right was released. EXO sold over 1 million physical copies again, which made EXO become double million sellers. In October, EXO was invited to be the first group to perform at Gocheok Skydome, which is Korea's first ever dome stadium. This was EXO's first dome concert in Seoul, and as celebration for their concert, SM released EXO's first official lightstick. In November, EXO debuted in Japan with Love Me Right Romantic Universe and Lightsaber, which was in collaboration with the Asian release of Star Wars The Force Awakens. At the end of the year, EXO came back once again with their second winter album Sing For You, with the title track of the same name. This winter album broke the record for the highest first week album sales by a Korean artist. Unfair, another song on the album, became the first K-pop song to be featured on the Apple Music's Best of the Week playlist. With this, EXO became the first Korean artist to appear on Apple Music's homepage. Following their amazing sets of results with their album Exodus, EXO became the first artist to win the Best Album of the Year at Mama and the Daesung at Seoul Music Awards for 3 years in a row. EXO finished the year by scooping up a total of 4 more Daesungs. "2016 was a busy year for EXO. EXO member Baekhyun started off the year with his collaboration with the popular singer Suzy, and together they released the song Dream, which went on to win the Best Collaboration Award at Mama. Then, at the beginning of June, EXO released their third full-length album called Exact, with its title tracks Monster and Lucky One. This album broke the record for the most pre-ordered K-pop album of all time with just domestic pre-order sales. Then, after the album was released, it broke Sing For You's record of being the highest number of albums sold in its first week of release. And only 2 months later, Exact became EXO's third album to sell over 1 million physical copies, henceforth making EXO triple million sellers. The title track Monster debuted at number 1 on Billboard's World Digital Song Chart, while Lucky One held the number 3 spot. In July, EXO was featured in W Korea's EXO-clusive. Each member had their own individual covers, and it became the best-selling fashion magazine issue in Korea. A month after releasing Exact, EXO released a new version of their official Lightstick and started their third solo concert tour, called EXOPlanet No. 3 The Exordium. During their concert tour, Exact's repackaged album Lotto was released on August 18th. Lotto instantly took the number 2 spot on Billboard's World Digital Song Chart. This album, like every other EXO album, was released in 2 versions, Korean and Mandarin Chinese. These 2 versions held the first and second spot on Gawon's album chart. On October 29th, EXO member Lay debuted as a solo artist in China with his first mini-album called Lose Control. With this album, Lay became the first Chinese artist to enter the iTunes Top 60, and the album peaked at number 1 on Gawon's album chart, while also being number 4 on Billboard's World Album Chart. A few days after, on August 31st, EXO's first subunit, EXO CBX, debuted with their song Hey Mama. This subunit consists of EXO members Chen, Baekhyun, and Xiumin. In December, EXO released their second Japanese album called Coming Over. Also, EXO released their third winter album, For Life, and EXO member Chanyeol collaborated with Punch to create one of the most iconic OSTs called Stay With Me. At Mama 2016, EXO won the Best Album of the Year award again, while also winning the Daesung at Melon Music Awards. For the first half of 2017, the EXO members focused on their individual activities along with their third concert tour. They finished their third concert tour in July by selling out their 2-day encore concerts at Seoul's Olympic Stadium, which is Korea's largest stadium. As soon as they finished their tour, EXO released their fourth full-length album called The War. The War became the highest pre-order album and the highest first-week sales album, once again breaking EXO's previous album records. The title track Coco Bop debuted at number 1 on Melon's digital chart. On August 29th, EXO was featured in the 2018 Guinness World Records book as the group with the most Daesungs won at Mama. About a week after this, The War's repackaged album, called The War: The Power of Music, was released. With their song Power, EXO received a perfect score of 11,000 points on M Countdown. This win also marked EXO's 100th music show win since their debut. On November 24th, EXO began their fourth concert tour called EXOPlanet No. 4 The Elysian. The tickets for this concert sold out in 0.2 seconds, once again breaking EXO's previous record for the fastest sold-out concert. And 6 days after their tour began, The War became EXO's fourth album to sell over 1 million physical copies, earning EXO the title of quadruple million sellers. During the month of December, EXO's fourth winter album, Universe, was released. As of 2017, EXO had won a total of 23 Daesungs at various award shows since their debut. So far in 2018, there has been a major EXO event during each month. In January, individual EXO members showcased their acting skills. EXO's song Power became the first Korean song to be played at the Dubai Fountain, and EXO released their first full-length Japanese album called Countdown. In February, EXO was chosen by the Korean government to perform at the 2018 Winter Olympics closing ceremony. EXO member Kai had a solo performance, which was followed by EXO performing Growl and Power. In March, EXO was busy with individual activities, but later in the month, EXO teamed up with MLB Korea to promote MLB Korea's new products. In April, EXO had their 6th anniversary since their debut. Then, a few days later, the subunit EXO CBX made their first comeback and released their album Blooming Days. Also, EXO was rewarded 9 commemorative medals from the Korean Mint Corporation for their contribution to the global spread of the Korean culture as K-pop representatives. In May, EXO CBX held their first solo concert as a subunit in multiple Japanese cities. In June, the Korean government named EXO as Korean tourism ambassadors and gave EXO the status of the nation's pick. Also, tickets for Elysian's 3-day encore concert sold out in 0.2 seconds, maintaining EXO's record for the fastest sold-out concert. It was later revealed that 1.15 million people were online trying to get tickets. In July, EXO member Baekhyun released his clothing line called Privé. Also, EXO's 4th concert tour finished with 3 encore concerts. Then, on the 14th, the Chinese fan base EXO Bar bought time on the Burj Khalifa to promote EXO. EXO is the first K-pop group to be displayed on the Burj Khalifa. With a few months left in 2018, the EXO-L fandom is anticipating EXO's next comeback and album release, along with each member's individual activities. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you learned more about EXO. See you in the next video!